हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम टू रूबरू आपका शो MSTV पे। आज मैं हूँ हनी कलारिया जी के साथ, जो कि है बॉलीवुड एम्बेसडर इन द यूके। राइट, शी हैज बीन डूइंग सो मच फॉर बॉलीवुड एंड टेलीविजन एंड द फिल्म इंडस्ट्री एंड इज ब्रिंगिंग यूके एंड इंडिया टुगेदर. हेलो मैम, वेलकम टू आवर शो.
Thank you very much for the invitation and a global namaste to everybody.
Thank you, ma'am, and namaste to you as well. And namaste to everyone watching the show in UK as well. Thank you. And ma'am, it's a privilege to have you. आप अभी 2 दिन पहले आई थिंक थर्सडे को संदीप मारवा जी से आपकी बात हुई कि एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री पे काम करना है. यू हैड अ जूम मीटिंग, अ जूम कॉल विद हिम, और आज आप यहाँ हैं ऑल द वे टू इंडिया. इट्स रियली अ प्लेजर टू हैव यू एंड शी इज मेकिंग अ डॉक्यूमेंट्री ऑन महाकुंभ.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an incredible event. For after 144 years, such a really beautiful event takes place with such major spiritual significance. So I just thought we mustn't miss this. And I had
Absolutely.
the privilege and the honor to speak to Sandeep ji on the Zoom, as you mentioned. And I said to him that it would be an amazing idea to create a documentary, and he was so great. He said, well, why don't we partner up, let's create the documentary.
And that's so quick, ma'am.
In 2 days I'm here.
Yeah.
But what I loved about Sandeep ji is how open he is. That's why he is where he is.
Right.
And that's why I've been so absolutely impressed to see the amount of accolades he's received from around the world. I knew he's received lots of accolades, but when I came here personally and saw with my own eyes, I saw one little wall and I thought, oh wow, he's got great. I thought, wow. And then I got led into this room and it was like, wow, it's like Alibaba's cave, with only lots of awards everywhere.
Right.
And I just wanted to say a very big congratulations to him and the whole team
Right.
here at the AAFT.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And ma'am, आप मुझे अपने बारे में कुछ बताइए as to what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for asking. Well, I work as a Bollywood ambassador to the UK. That's one of the titles that have been given by
Right.
the media and officially by various organizations. And that's because my work has been working within the Bollywood industry in London.
Right.
So, for example, I have been running dance schools. I've ran 20 dance schools in the
Absolutely.
UK, teaching children from the age of 4 right through to adults. I must have taught at least 500,000 children and people of all ages dance as some way, through workshops or through dance, etc. In my academy, we had 1,800 students,
Right.
and each one of them were there for different things. So whether it's for learning dance and developing confidence, right through to building careers, and
Absolutely.
so it's
Yeah.
all different things. From the other side, from the Bollywood side, I've also worked on lots of Eastern and Western projects. From the Eastern side, it's projects like Yash Raj Films and Dharma Productions,
Right.
projects like Mohabbat Hai, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. All those projects were, of course, filmed in UK, and me and my company were the ones organizing all the artists, the performances, etc. Amazing working with Hrithik Roshan, whether it was Aishwarya Rai, Amitabh Ji, Kareena Kapoor, Hrithik Roshan.
Right.
Hrithik Roshan was amazing to work
You
with.
name it, and she has worked with every one of them actually. And she's been training Govinda as well in the yesteryears.
Oh yes, he was my
Right.
first Bollywood student, let's
Right.
call it. But no, I was invited to take part in a concert as a choreographer.
Okay.
And Govinda was one of the, of course, stars who was taking part there, and he was great to work with. He's such a fantastic human being, real fun to work with, and yeah, so that was my first introduction to the world of Bollywood.
Right.
From the age of 16 when I did my first
Right.
choreography.
So, ma'am, you're doing so much in your life and in your career. So, how do you strike a work-life balance? Please let us know about that.
Oh wow! I think in life you need to be very passionate and you need to love what you do. For me, I love what I do. For example, when I used to run the dance school,
Right.
every day was different. So even though we were running the classes, one day we'd be doing a music video, another time I'll be working on an English television program, like with Jamie Oliver, for example, and another time I'm working on a Bollywood film set, or working on a music album with Bapi Leri ji,
Right.
with my own music. So, I mean, it's just so varied. And other times, by the way, it's also mentoring young people. For example, I work as a Duke of Edinburgh Award
Okay.
ambassador. So sometimes I have to go into the palaces, so whether it's St. James Palace, Windsor Castle, Buckingham Palace, to present awards, certificates, and then give a few speeches.
Right.
And the aim is to mentor young children, to give them a kind of a boost, and to bring out the best in them. So, the work is really varied every time.
Right.
So that's what I love. And I think in life, one rule that I've always had, I don't do anything I don't enjoy.
Right.
But I will give my heart and soul into everything that I love doing.
Right. You have taught me one thing, that whatever you do, you should give your 100%. We were talking about this prior to the show.
Yes.
And इतना कुछ आपने मुझे सिखाया, इतना कुछ मुझे मिला आपसे. So, ma'am, give us a little insight about as to how the young kids or the young generation should go ahead these days.
Well, I think, the young generation, they're our tomorrow.
Right.
They are our future, actually. So it's very important to really, really help to nurture them, give them the best platforms to
Absolutely.
grow and to blossom into the best versions of themselves. So then they can also contribute in the best way to society.
Right.
So I believe, that we have to put time, effort into our youth so that we can create a better tomorrow. So for me, one of the roles that I play is I work as a global president
Right.
for the International Children's Peace Network.
Hmm.
And we work with young children from the age of 12 to 17
Right.
mainly to help develop youth leaders of tomorrow. And there are 4 focus areas that we work on.
Yeah.
One is, of course, peace, because inner peace and outer peace. A second is education. I don't mean formal training, more informal training,
Okay.
like character building, value-based training.
Absolutely.
Third area is creativity. So, to bring out the best talents in young people, in whether it's filmmaking, dancing, or music. But at the same time, problem solving as well. So
Right.
creativity also comes under problem solving area. And the fourth one is environment, is how to protect our planet, because this is the only home
Absolutely.
we have.
True.
So if we teach our young children and our youth and our leaders of tomorrow the importance of these areas, then you get holistic trained young
Absolutely.
people, and then you'll make better decisions in this world. So this is the kind of work I do: mind, body, soul,
Right.
development, and these are the 4 areas that we work on.
Right. And you are also running a meditation school, ma'am. Tell us something about that.
Actually, the meditation is a voluntary work.
Right.
When I first started meditating I started meditating from the age of 13, but ever since I found my path, which was in 2001, I started following something called Samarpan meditation. And Samarpan meditation is taught by Sri Shiv Krupanand
Ji.
Swamiji. He's based in Navsari, and his teachings are based on Dhyan Yoga. Now, Dhyan Yoga is a part of Kundalini Yoga,
Ji.
the bits that we do. And what I found is when I did 45 days of meditation, my whole outlook towards life changed. And I couldn't understand, how could you meditate, just sit for half an hour, meditate, and in 45 days, my whole thinking and looking at life changed. And I was so peaceful. I wouldn't get angry very quickly. I wasn't snappy. I was thinking a lot of changes took place in 45 days.
Right.
So since then, I became one of those people who loves promoting meditation, because I feel it makes a huge difference in people's lives. Whether it is emotionally supporting you, mentally making you become a bit more positive, spiritually connecting with the higher self, as we say, or even materially helping you achieve goals.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Striking a balance in life, basically. Right.
Yes.
So, ma'am, give us a little tips about how to start meditating if somebody wants to. Somebody who's very young wants to start meditation, take up meditation. How do we do that?
Well, you see, there are different types of meditations. So even though the one that I follow, that could be more about soul development,
Right.
becoming the best version of yourself, evolving into the best human being potential that you
Absolutely.
can create.
That's everyone's motto, actually.
Yes, but at the same time, depending on the age,
Right.
sometimes you may prefer to sit quietly and do more of a visualization. So you're sitting down and you're thinking, look, I want to achieve this in life. How do I manage to do this? So through your meditation, you get ideas and you start writing those ideas down. And your higher self, as I call
Right.
it, your soul, will help guide you. Or we can get deeper a little bit more, but we say the universe will start working with
Right.
you to help you move in that direction. So young children, I think that if they had the visualization technique, the imagination is what creates your future.
Right, absolutely true.
So if, for example, if somebody has very powerful imagination and they have the dream and the faith and the focus on the direction they want to go in life, you will find that they'll normally get that because they're focused, they continue moving in that direction, they hold that thought in their mind that I
Right,
will achieve this and I will move in this direction. And it's always normally not in a selfish way. It's done in a way that's good for everybody. It's
absolutely.
not taking things away from others and it's not trying to pull others down. It's done in a way that's good for
Right,
everyone. So I find that you will start achieving those goals very easily.
right.
One example is the fact that I'm here in two,
Yes,
3 days.
absolutely.
You decide that, oh, this is what I want to do. Suddenly Sandeep ji came in and says, shoot, let's work in a partnership and
Right.
work on this documentary. I was on a plane. Now, not everybody has that,
Determination.
action.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the action oriented
Yeah.
focus. But I believe in life, everything that you do, we can talk, learn, learn. But until you don't put it into practice, then you will never be able to actually experience it in the best way.
Right, absolutely. So I think actions speak louder than words is the right way to say it, ma'am, right?
Yes, and they say action speaks louder than words. Look, I do summer meditation. I learn about it. I learn about the meditation. As you asked, what have I been doing for the last 20 years?
Yes.
Once a week, we just volunteer teaching people about meditation. But if I say to everybody, meditation is good for you, then you have to prove the fact that
Right,
it's good for
absolutely.
you, right? You have to meditate regularly yourself. And you also need to show the world that, yes, you are willing to transform people's lives through meditation.
Right.
So that's how you put the action in place.
I think the meditative nature in you actually shows on your face as well, as to the glow that you have, the beauty that you have. Whenever your mind is at peace, your heart is at peace, it always shows outside. So that's a wonderful thing, ma'am. और इतना सारा काम आप कर रही हैं. You've been doing so much for the industry, for Bollywood, for being a Duke ambassador as well, ambassadoress as well. So you've been doing so much. What is it that you really want to do ahead, maybe in further future coming years? What is it that you have your eyes on, that this is something that I really want to do?
I think at the moment, the way my journey takes me into different things. And because I'm one of those people who believes in evolving,
Yeah,
and you evolve into the best
version.
version of yourself, but that also means you experience many things in life. So now that I've done the dance school, I had a goal of setting up at least 20 dance schools, but then I did achieve it. But once you achieve it, then you think, okay, I've taught
Yeah,
500,000 people about dance, etc. I've developed careers of, now I want to do something a little
absolutely.
different.
Mm.
So then it led me into training Bollywood dance teachers and helping them get qualified and then helping them set up schools.
Right.
So now a lot of my students have set up their own schools and are teaching Bollywood in a professional way with qualifications in UK. So you move on to the next bit, and then once now that's done, I move on to something else where I
Right.
started choreographing for movies and films and television programs, etc. So at this moment in time, I'm being led into doing more philanthropic work.
Okay.
And my philanthropic work uses all the things and skills that I have. I have a business background. I've been nominated, by the way, as one of the top 3 Asian businesswomen in the UK.
Wonderful.
So that's something we haven't actually talked about.
Yeah.
So I use the business background to create lots of creative businesses.
Right.
So a second side that I enjoy is the media side. So I bring media into it, which is communication. So my public relations master's degree supports me
Right.
there. But that led me to doing TV presenting or radio
Yeah.
presenting and other work like that. And then that moves me into my arts because I've got a doctorate in arts, and that's an honorary doctorate for
Yeah.
bringing Bollywood to the UK.
Okay.
But that again brings me to a place where I can bring performing arts. And that's led me to my latest projects, working with mainstream celebrities. And there's one very interesting celebrity
Right.
that we're going to be bringing along to the India very soon.
Absolutely. I was coming to that, ma'am. Taylor Swift is coming to India. Tell us something about that.
Well, actually, at the moment, we're discussing. So we're just getting some dates organized. But more important is the people who are behind this and
Absolutely.
why they're organizing this event. First of all, there's an organization called Play for Peace.
Hmm.
That's being run by a gentleman called Martin.
Right.
Martin is he's actually a BBC documentary maker, and he's an
Okay.
award-winning documentary maker. So he's fantastic, and he's now creating films between Hollywood and Bollywood. And I believe he's been talking to John Travolta and Priyanka Chopra and some very nice, good actors and actresses for his next movie. But with the second part of the people that are working in this group are part of something called Festival of Hope.
Yes.
And a gentleman called Edward is running this particular organization. He was involved in the Live Aid many years ago, where Bob Geldof raised a lot of funds to support children in
Yeah.
Africa. So we have a fantastic. Another gentleman is Charlie, who's a manager of Cher, and Cher is also a very, very famous artist as well. And I'm one of the steering group members.
Okay.
So together, we decided that, okay, we need to bring Taylor Swift to India.
Right.
And the reason is, first of all, we're raising funds
Right.
for 37 million war children who have been affected at this moment in time through war, whether it's through physical
Yes.
amputations and things, or whether children have lost their parents, unfortunately, or people, or young people who have been traumatized by seeing unfortunate things. It's so unfortunate about the war. That's why peace is so
Right.
important.
It is actually.
So yeah, so that the money that we raise will then be utilized in these various charities to do good work. But the Taylor's side, she's an amazing artist. She's number one right now.
Absolutely.
And I
She
know
is.
we've got a lot of Indian fans here in India who are really going to be very excited to see her. And I'm also looking forward to be
Absolutely.
to be one of the team members bringing her here.
Right. So it will be a pleasure to have Taylor Swift all the way to India, and of course you with Taylor Swift would be a pleasure. मैम आपका इतना सारा समय देने के लिए, हमें इतनी सारी अच्छी अच्छी इन्फॉर्मेशन देने के लिए, हमें ना सिर्फ आपने एनलाइटन किया, अपने बारे में बताया, अपने टैलेंट्स के बारे में बताया, आपका यहाँ रूबरू में आने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. हम आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं, and we would love to hope to see you soon, ma'am.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it as well. And this is our first chance. We're doing the Kumbh Mela documentary
Absolutely.
with your team here, with the AAFT team. So I'm very, very looking forward to that. That will
And
probably
we are actually looking forward for the documentary, ma'am. Hope to see you and the documentary together soon.
well, this is going to be fun. I think that from everything here, I
Yeah.
just wanted to say what I found is all the people here in AAFT, every single one, are very dedicated to the work that they do. So I'm very proud to see that. And that also kind of leads us to say a very big congratulations to Sandeep ji.
जी बिल्कुल.
Because Sandeep Marwah is really a very amazing, extraordinary gentleman. To transform so many people's lives, it's not easy because we've
Absolutely.
been through some of this work ourselves. So we know there's a lot of hard work, dedication, and commitment that's required in the background. And developing such institutions and academies, it's a lot of hard work, sweat, and tears in the
Absolutely, it is.
background. But in order to do this, he smiles and he stays all positive and he encourages people to do the best that they can. So I just wanted to say to have a good leader like that is also important. So whoever's watching this particular program, I believe the work that we're looking to do with our, International Children's Peace Network
Absolutely.
is to create more youth leaders like that
Hmm.
who in the future will be making great transformation things in society.
Right.
So yes, so hopefully our Sandeep ji is also going to be one of the fantastic role models and examples that we will be sharing.
Right.
with
And
these young
thank you
people.
so much, ma'am. It's absolutely flawless working with people like you. You make life so easy for everyone. People like Sandeep Marwah ji, people like you, they make life very easy. Right? So, ma'am, thank you so much. आप सभी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया रूबरू में आने के लिए और हमारे साथ ज्वाइन करने के लिए. तो फिर मिलेंगे जल्दी ही रूबरू पे. धन्यवाद.